Yeah, Zoltan A. So Zoltan A is a pretty popular ship in terms of tier list. It normally sits somewhere at the top. It's pretty easy to see why. It has Zoltan Shields and Halberd Beam. Those are two incredibly powerful pieces. And if you get stuff early, like, you're fine. But if you don't, you can get into a kind of sketchy situation where you can't kill ships very consistently. While we can do damage through two shielded ships if they have a bubble or they dodge our Leto, then yeah, you're just kind of this sitting duck. But anyways, with this particular ship, I found the upgrade path pretty straightforward. The first thing we do is we just get a buffer point in our weapons. It saves us from pretty much every bad RNG event that could occur to us in terms of, like, the ships we'll face. And then we kind of just hold out money until we find either hacking or a weapon. Digdo wants to be Halberd. I mean, all right, maybe we can do that. The data you carry is vital for the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies to the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. Who's currently in weapons? Fish? All right, that's Dig Dug. You are clearly the embodiment of the halberd. There you go. All right, what's our sector? All right, no nebula. Kind of early exit. I don't know anything about that distress early. We don't really... Well, we can cut a pirate ship out. I don't know, free money. And we're not inherently looking for a store early. Docking, try and rescue survivors. Send your crew in so they could die here. We could take damage, but maybe we pick up a crew. Okay. We got 10 bucks. So that's a 2 scrap profit in terms of repair until the next sector where we're at a loss. Okay, so it is an early store. Fair enough. That's a pretty good jump to hit the exit on, so we'll just kind of bounce around through here. Hopefully we don't get... Like, hazard events are the only thing that can get really, really sketchy, or rebel disruptors. We could lose a jump by going looking for the rebel ship, I'm pretty sure, here. But we'll still probably do it because we're ahead of the rebel fleet enough that we're not going to, yeah, it's a filler event. Nothing happens, fight a ship, and we lose a jump. All right, so 75% of the time we fight a ship, one of them results in a jump. We might as well. Like, if we take nothing, we're also losing out on this jump, so that's unfortunate. All right, we got a burst one and a Leto. And swipey swipe. And now we wait. So Zoltan Shield should be fine to take the first impact. Letos are a little bit dangerous. That's a good dodge. Just because, like, if they have like a 3-shot weapon in Leto, it could set up that the Leto is able to hit our halberd. Yeah, they had a buffer point in their shield. Spooky. All right, so our shield is down. They still have not repaired their shield system because they're boarding us. Shield system was repaired. All right, we're now in a pretty bad spot because they had a buffer point here. We didn't deal a lot of damage to them. And so essentially we only have a 1 damage swipe, which means the Leto's going to be online. If it keeps hitting us in weapons, that we can't hurt them, and they're going to be able to keep getting repairs. My next swipe isn't going to do much. And they just put a crew here. All right, they have no dodge. And they're running away. All right. So there are me 4 fuel, 7 scrap, and a drone part. There's a missile. We could just switch to Leto, fire 2 Letos, and we get the kill. With no weapons and all the things they have to repair, that would be pretty acceptable. And I value getting enough scrap for buffer points, so we're not going to take that surrender offer. And we'll swap over to the Leto here. That's like another one of those calls that you have to make.
Ziggy zaggy hoi hoi hoi.
Welcome back to the Murder Most Foul tracks. Oh, they flip back over to the 2 shots. That's... okay. Do I hold doors to fire weapons? We still have 2 buffer points in our weapons. Okay, they're at 55 health, so we should win this fight. Okay, we got a breach. We might have saved some time. Unfortunately, what we don't have is man bonus right now, so we're gonna move the Zoltan here to help out and hopefully send this crew back. Trex also wants to be the 4th. Can do, will do. Hello, Calaria. That's such a fun emote. Trex 4th. So 1st. All right, that works. That's unfortunate. Wow, what a call. What an absolute call. So some people might have just stuck with the halberd there and not switched over to the Leto, but look what just happened. That's kind of ridiculous. All right, 16 bucks. Maybe make a hit run. Yeah, I didn't see a demo for it. All right, let's get that repair and then. I would definitely not go for halberd if I did not. Yeah. It was a really. I've been all right. Been doing pretty all right. Oh, going back to analysis there. Yeah, that's a tricky thing you sometimes have to do with the ship is like. Not roll the risk of your halberd going down and getting stuck in fights. I see where people like will get in asteroids, they get hit in the weapons, and they don't swap over. They just try to power repair through. And it's just like, that's what Leto's there for. But yeah, I'm doing all right, hanging in there. You know, doing the FTL thing. Hope you're well. Wow, 2nd store. That's worthless. Cool. I think it's 35 bucks to upgrade weapons, so away we go. Explode the asteroid field for 5 free damage. Aww. Aww. Buffer. Yeah, the pursuit was really large because that event was doubled. You gotta repair, then you gotta charge the halberd, which is an amazing weapon, but yeah, it's very slow. Yeah, so that was a double jump there for them. You can sell your augment at the store. Hail them. Okay, cool. What kind of crew do they have? Like, is there a possibility I could get a crew kill here? Human NG, absolutely not. Okay, that's cool. I didn't want dodge training. We're on pretty good time-wise. Let's go here. Hey, look, another buffer point and shields. Only maybe because it's only mostly noticeable on this ship, but like the number of times enemies have buffer points in their shields in Sector 1 seems to greatly increase when you're running this particular ship. The button in the right hand side access deluxe edition. Add to cart button. Bundle info? Oh, there it is. Wow, that's super hidden. Okay. We'll just wait for oxygen to get back up. See, now we don't even have to worry about that choice, though, because we can just run Lido and Halberd. I also just have, like, not done that many demos. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. I'd probably just, like, I'll watch somebody else play it and get an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might have only 5 jumps left. 1, 2. Oh, I thought all these jumps kind of connected in here, but they don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Solar. Wow, that's gross. All right, guess what? You get to have a Leto. You get to have a Leto with your deal 5 damage to my Zoltan shield in your first volley in 10 seconds kind of thing. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I could have hit shields and just got the single swipe. Nope. $13. All right, we're out. Slowly, surely, eventually, inevitably. Oh, are you gonna be bad? All right, this is the only room I'm gonna try and prevent because it may burn down. Okay. This is fine. Oof. Yeah, because I wasn't just like, I didn't see it. I was like, well, shouldn't it be like over here in their gamings or like the deluxe edition? They're not like under people who are interested in the game. But whatever. What do I know? I don't understand anything about designs. 1. All right, I'm gonna be counting dashes here. Everybody's favorite part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's, yeah, that's 4 jumps. Yeah, like if you had like a really, because like it's interesting because that's like a pretty important button. Like theoretically speaking, let's say you had something like a free weapon button for FTL, you would want that pretty available. So you know you don't want to like be mussing around and not know where it is. Sure, I'll help out. I'll accept. Thank you for not actually giving me money on a quest I can't possibly go to. How? 1, 2, 3. This is going to be overtaken in 4 jumps, and they still jammed a quest into the sector. Definitely attack before they get to. Oh. Technically a training ship. All right, what kind of crew do they have? But it takes 2 Zoltans to go in there, so the only thing we could do is train weapons. Yuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's close. If they have level 2 oxygen, I don't get it. And plus with the NG there, I don't think I get a crew kill. Like, if it was a Mantis, what we could do is just, like, halberd beam swipes through it, but this crew member has a bunch of health. Essentially, it's going to take them 7 repairs, and then the NG is going to come over and fix it anyways. I think. I don't know. We do the thing where we try it out, hope for the best. Everyone's favorite. Okay, level 1 oxygen. Oh, I should have actually checked to see where the repair spot is. So, well, no, we'll always just do it here, and maybe we'll be able to pick off the rock and do some damage to them. Of course, that also could be a bad thing to do. Yeah, I kind of don't want to hurt the rock. I don't know. Like, if I hurt the rock and its health's too low, then the NG takes over earlier than it's supposed to. But maybe we should do at least 2 swipes of damage. So that's 15 health. We could do another one. Oh well, we'll see. It either happens or it doesn't. It's a 50-50 chance. Uh-huh, yeah. That's how math works. Okay, not a crew kill, but this is acceptable. $38 scrap, okay. I don't even get to see how low on oxygen they were. Boo. Reading reviews, it seems the average player thinks it's 10 times as unfair as FTL is. Yeah, but here's the thing, like, FTL is incredibly unfair, but people have, like, kind of figured it out. So if you're kind of exposed to FTL, you're gonna watch somebody that gives you a whole bunch of good ideas, generally speaking. Not me, of course, but, like, other channels. Billions of years. I was actually, I was out procuring comics, as I am off to do. But I actually ran into somebody I hadn't seen for, gosh, I think it's been almost 3 years. And it was just like, hey, I remember you, and it was kind of fun. Hacking is OP, then you learn hacking plus Cloaky makes you godlike.
38 months is almost 3 years.
It is almost 3 years. That's more quality crow math right there. Thank you, Farb. Welcome back to the Murder Most Foul. Yeah, all the cool people are here. There are also additional cool people who aren't here, but everybody here, you're all right. You're all right in my book. Fun for ourselves, attack and escape. So this is like an option like you shouldn't do. They can just take the $11 and you have a fight. You can pay $11 and get nothing out of it. Sometimes you can get more scrap in return, but just fun for ourselves, attack and escape. I think you're giving good advice. Although this game I've barely beaten it twice. Yeah, I'm doing all right. There's occasional nuggets of good information in there. Again, potential training ship, but I'm not gonna. So we start in shields. Hopefully we crack shields. Makes this fight a lot easier. It's just small bomb into the shields with the double fire we just start taking stupid amounts of damage. Will not accept surrender. Except for that one time that we totally took the surrender because they offered me so much more scrap than you normally get in a fight in this sector. So, you know, that one was okay. If you wait the bombs out, it becomes a training ship, but that's just very dangerous. Can be. I was actually talking in the FTL Discord about, like, about playing around, like, bad scenarios is like FTL. And it's just trying to figure out what scenarios you need to play around, which ones you can't manipulate, and, like, you know, with a reasonable. You can't be like, oh, every single shot I fire is going to miss, so I should just turn down every single fight. Like, that's an unreasonable level of playing the game because you still need scrap to win. All right, so we're sitting at what, 35, 106 plus 17 scrap. So, what, 113 scrap for the sector? A little low. Ooh, we have upgraded doors. But we also already have 19 fuel. And just because you have upgraded doors doesn't always give you the blue option. Okay, dock with it. You just have to buy fuel. I don't want to do that. Steal it, get fuel, whatever. So if we ignore it, either nothing happens or we have a chance of fighting pirates. Yeah. Wait, the refueling station welcomes you into its berth, but as soon as you hail them, there's an explosion from your engines room. 3 damage to engines, plus 3 hull damage, and a fight. Yeah. All right, we'll just take the coin flip here. Join Best Green Aliens. Badger. Hello. So we ignore. All right, didn't get a fight. All right, so yeah, we just got the low scrap Rebels or Uncharted. That's gross. Rebels can have those auto ships with drone control, which a bit of a weakness for us. Wow, what is this with Uncharted territories all the time now? Wasn't last time there was like 4? It was like this was rock controlled and then all of this was just purple. All right, we're going Rebels. I don't love it. All right, well, 1, 2, see if that's a store. Maybe we go like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the worst beacon in terms of potential store location. Surely some slugs. I mean, there might be slug ships there, but slug sectors don't show up until Sector 4. All right, nice. Value. I like value. Super shield bypass. I don't like. And they're, wow, instantly in my door room. Cool. All right, let's aggressively vent them out of there. And there's 4 crew. All right, so this one's gonna try and make their way probably to sensors. We'll see. Yeah, they're trying. All right, this is just so I can keep track of them. Oh, this is gonna be annoying because we're gonna get the beep beeps a lot. Okay, they're gonna backtrack. Cool. I'm back at it today, Ader. Yeah, yeah. Or glutton for punishment, sure. Yeah. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, we had, what, the 2 in the door. Wait, so we had 2 indoors, I guess. That was a really odd split. Because we had the 2 in the doors, there was 1 that ended up in medbay, but I opened the door so they could more freely move about, and then there was like 1 that was over here. So they had to board into here, at least? That had to be the initial target. Anyways. Not the store. Okay, I know that's not a store. That could be... 1, 2, 3. It's never a sprint with Stealth B still available. Yeah, it's also true. Stealth B just waiting, lurking. Cool, thanks for the help. Distress. Sure. Hi, Pirate Light Surveyor and your 2 shields. Are you gonna have a buffer in your shield system and be complete jerks? Another reason to at least get a buffer point in your weapons. Hello, Cass. Hopefully, we'll see. We tied the PB, so we're going to try to increase it. Oh, I almost want to like fire a missile into here, but all right. So the correct swipe is this, right? I had to do as much damage to their shield system because I don't know what kind of crew they have. It's a pirate ship. Wow, and a level 2 clone bay? Or level 2 MC. Yeah, that's fun. All right, so I'm moving this crew to give my shields invulnerability. Because it's... Okay. Dang it, I didn't get there fast enough. Okay, got hit by the 1. What's fun is you can run into these ships and they'll actually have, they can also have level 2 cloaking instead of the mind control. So that's extra fun. Okay, so... Ion's incoming. So I have to stay here to fight off the ion tick, so I can't protect my weapons. Oh, with NG crew? Oh, they're going ham over there. Okay. Halberd has a 4 damage swipe. All right, making sure I wasn't losing charge there. All right, yeah, it's fine. It's easy. Welcome on board, Cass. And everyone goes back. Yeah. That's spooky. All right, that's why we did the routing. Store. Let's see. All right, you're gonna make the game easier, you're gonna make it hard. Ooh. All right, drone control, not really interested. That's a lot of ions. Yeah, Iron and Halberd will be fine. We might actually grab both of them. Yeah, just one ion at least gives us something. We don't have to use the Leto. Then we have Leto as backup, but we still... I'm just trying to think of if I want to grab both. Alright, definitely buying... this is fine, I don't need the stunner. So this, I'm at 81 scrap. This is 25, so I'd be 10 scrap short of buying hacking, even with, but I still could have the Leto. Even with the blast plus stunner is not very stackable. No, right. It's not very stackable. That's true. Okay, so hear me out. What happens if they dodge? Like, I'm gonna get up to 3 shielded ships. Leto, double ions, maybe gets me there is a thing. And like I said, I could still resell the stunner if it's garbage. Maybe we get crew kills in this sector as well because we just have double ions. Yeah, but I really won't inherently, because we're gonna need shields too. Is there another store close? No. And it's a rebel sector, so there inherently may not be one. 1, 2, 3. So the pathing is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even then, we're actually going to take like 3 jumps before we see a store. It's a lot of power to run 2 ions. Yeah, but again, I only need to run them both if I don't get anything else. Okay? Like, this is... I'm not throwing away 85 scrap right now. I'm investing 35 scrap, which I can easily sell for 17 to have options. Yeah, it doesn't feel... While I still will be maintaining enough scrap to buy hacking if I come across it, or get the second shield online. We're not super relying on it. We do have 15. The only question is if we do run into hacking, then we're going to fall behind cloaking. But then we use Leto hacking to like hit their weapons, hack through their stuff, and then beam them anyways. Because this minus 17 is still... Yeah, I'm still at 90. And that is really close to 100. Again, keeping eyes on some stores. Sure. Hi there. Oh, asteroid. Silk. Oh, you could have been a hero asteroid. A hero. Yep. It was like attached to a big asteroid, and then it just deploys, and the asteroid field is stopped. Now you may be like, why would they have that thing? It's cost, right? Remember, there's not a lot of resources left in the universe. All right, not a second store. That's just to pick up these 2 beacons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Investigate, get nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That seems unlikely. Maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 4 dashes left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 is certain. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Forward scout. I was really hoping for some ion crew kills. Beam. What? Buffer point in your shields? No way. Didn't see that one coming. Alright, give my low scrap reward probably. Yeah, oh no, 19. Alright, 19's totally fine. Bum. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And the ship is gone. Too late to avoid a fight. Alright, not a crew kill ship. We do want to be a little, like, we want to fire our ion blast just a little bit early, because it'll have 5 seconds of ion damage. So if it lands, you know, our halberd beam will still do its thing. And then if it misses, we have a lot of time to catch up. You do kill the crew here. True, true. They are very dead, and I appreciate that. But like crew kills are you don't get a lot of opportunities to crew kill on Zoltan A. But we keep running into dangerous offenses, which is fair. We are only a 1 shielded ship. The only time we were safe was the slug ship that had 2 shields, but they had mind control. Level 2 mind control at that, so not dealing with that garbage. 1, 2, and 3. Hey, 0. Sure. Cargo drone parts. Okay, 5 drone parts. Next sector. Really? You made sure it went next sector? You didn't jam it into this sector like you did last time? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Not bitter about it. Okay. How's the streak? Streak's going. It's going up pretty all right. All things considered. We hit my PB, which is really nice. We're trying to surpass it now. This is such a giant. This is such a trap. I mean, hey Krove, you know, if you didn't buy that other weapon. Don't you just always have to buy pre-igniter? No. So pre-igniter would be okay, but I really should pick up the charge laser here. Like, the charge laser is really good for us. It is interesting because we could, like, we ion blast halberd, but we would essentially get absolutely nothing else. You have to remember, next sector is Uncharted, right? All of them were Uncharted, so it's going to be an Uncharted Nebula, so that's one store. And I'm going to have to go from a pre-igniter with 1 ion to cracking 3 shielded ships with 1 store. And this gets me there, plus 2 shields. Keeps me safer. Yeah, right, it's disappointingly correct. Which also probably means I should sell the ion stunner then. Like, we didn't use it, but it's not going to replace with what we have. All right, we never even used it. Don't have to get the upgrade until actually we jump to the next sector, though. Let's pick up 2 fuel, because again, purple sector, so a lot of jumps, a lot of empty jumps. I will sell you. Oh, do I want to sell 6 drone parts? Yeah, 6 drone parts is fine. We don't really have anything right now. Waiting on upgrade in case of hacking. Yeah, like if we get early hacking, then we might do something different. Like, I was comfortable fighting through the sector with this, and it's not like ships get more difficult in the sector. They stay, it is whatever the sector is, designates. Sure. Yep. Top one has better options for us in terms of sectors. Okay, that might be a store. This sector's huge. What I think is most fun. Yeah. Now, when you say most fun, do you mean like fun in the game, or what, like, would most cause Crow to have a own doubtful aneurysm? Okay, so yeah, now I'm too short of being able to get this because I bought that 2 fuel. Like, it shouldn't be a problem. But it might be. Okay. So we didn't see the hacking. 1, 2, picks up both those beacons. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might dive. I don't know. Diving is also really risky unless the sector pays out. We're on a bit of an edge here. Okay. Okay, so what if we used Ion Blast, Leto, Charge Laser, and the as our weapons here? Are they really going to be able to do the 5 power in their weapon systems? They got 5 power in their weapons, 1 in shields, 1 in oxygen. And our Zoltan shield takes 5 hits. So we have time. Unless the game just says maybe not. FTL does cheat in these events. 1 shield bubble. Okay. Okay, 1 shield bubble's online. Well, the first 5 shots don't hurt us, so every single one of their shots has to land for us to take damage. All right, engine crew just left. So their evasion just went down a little bit. Good dodge. Okay, so that should take this offline then. So this has to now hit us 5 times for us to get hit. So we're fine. Hey, Britnoth. No, they put bow shield bubbles up. That's cool. But they just don't have time. Whew. Twitch being Twitch? Yeah. Okay, so see, it was okay, chat. Chat was fine. I'm light on reactors, so I couldn't even get them online if I wanted to. I mean, I do want them online, but So right now we're teetering on that being able to afford hacking, and yeah. I think we just kind of like rotate to this weapon setup if the fight's gross early on. And still keeping our options open for stores, but it is spooky to do it this way, no doubt. Okay. So they can potentially one-shot our Zoltan shield here. Widow charge ion, 2 damage, missile stays online. This will just require just constant Letoing. So I just run engines into weapons without evasion most fights. The giant missile unhacking is pretty gross. Yeah, we're definitely not buying an unknown weapon for 45 scrap, because it could be, I think it could be a trap, like they could just take the money and go, and that's not advisable. All right, so again, taking time, thinking about the fights here. We could Leto. Like, Leto buys us time. Leto into Ion if that hits. Like, we're okay. But then we might as well just double Leto. Like, if the Leto doesn't hit, it's really bad. We might just actually have to go and get that power for weapons then. Because this have been back-to-back fights that were actually really spooky. Ooh, weapon 6. There's a couple other events. That's true. Stupid Hermes. Like, the Leto hits, it's fine because we get like 2 volleys off, but they'll probably power swap anyways because one's 11 seconds, the other one's 13. No one's manning them. I don't have dodge. If I go with the 4 weapons setup, all right, we'll see if I regret this. I might. I have a discussion about 2 shields and Zoltan A versus weapon upgrade. We totally did weapons upgrade. Easy fight. All right. That's gross. Okay, good. They don't have a buffer point in the shield, so that's gonna pull their pilot. 3 damage. Wow, it's a breach missile? Wait, does this constitute a slug ship, so it had a breach missile? I wasn't even thinking about that, obviously. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Pilotless dodges are kind of gross. NG's on board, it seems as well. All right, I need a shield point up. I hit here because I didn't want the a delayed hack to really hose us over. That's a Fed layout. Interesting. 2 shields guard against. So, like, I mean, my point, it's 35 scrap to get that upgrade, which is 15 scrap cheaper. It keeps you on your upgrade path more so than upgrading shields, which I honestly don't think you can get away with not having the second shield bubble. You'll want it for Sector 3, but you can get it, you don't need it before that. I feel, particularly if you get the weapons buffer. Like, going no weapons buffer and no shield upgrade, I think is dangerous. But we also saw where it was beneficial because we ran into a 2-shielded ship in Sector 2. Unlike Zoltan B and C today? Nice. Almost be both much. Cool. Hello, Biff. Glad that was going well for you. But yeah, now I guess I have to do this. Because these fights have been sketchy. So incredibly fun, also looks sick. Okay, maybe. Some people are not the biggest fan of that particular ship. Ranking FTL ships, yes. Oh, hi there. Okay. Oh, the level 3 cloak. What a champion. All right. 22. Wow, okay, that's a ton of money. It's nice. I'm usually into sector 3 before 2 shields. But the sector 4 upgrading. I guess it would sort of depend on what kind of like stuff that happens. Like if I, you know, if you get like if you're like super ahead and you can get like hacking and something else on board, I could see that it doesn't punish. Probably gonna buy a reactor. Let's buy a reactor. Boop. Cool. So the reason I'm buying a reactor is, yeah, like we're really light on power, and as I said, I can't move Zoltans around like I can move reactor power. Zoltans are slow. Gross. Gross. Okay, so 2 shields is complete safety. Da, 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 3, 4, I have 5, potentially 6 power, 4, so I'd have to have 2. That's just a charge laser. Yeah, we could go charge laser, 2 shots. We're fine. Get wrecked. Question is, do I run out of oxygen beforehand? Which actually isn't a problem, because what we do is we just move our crew from weapons into O2. Gross. So by targeting the piloting, it's not going to redistribute their power to any systems. So if this has a second drone, which it could very well have. Okay, so we did that. So I mean, ion blast the trade power while powering O2 manually. I mean, yeah, we're eventually gonna run out of O2. Or we just depower this. And, yeah, so we're okay for now. The key thing is we don't panic and shoot like another system. We just have to keep targeting piloting, and we inevitably will win this fight. I hate this game so much. I hate this game so much. Yeah, stop it! Stop going berserk. Okay, well, guess what? That turned into a problem because a second shot from my charge laser blew up a drone. That's so ridiculously unreal. Okay, we're back to being safe again. I need to repair O2 now, though. We're fine. That was so unlucky into lucky. Like, it had to play out where the drone drifted that way into the weapon path, and then, like I said, the reason we don't want to hit anything, it was going to spawn a different drone. And the fact that which of course it would go on smart targeting, but the fact that that happened, ugh. Unreal. Okay. I can't believe, like, that could have been the run. Off of, like, that would have been so ridiculously fluky. Yeah, you're right, it could have been a fire. At least this is close by. We would have just been shooting all the Leto missiles into this ship. But no, yeah, we could have just died. Gosh, that's so crazy to think of, that we could have just died there because a drone blew up. Yeah, fire or breach, we could have been dead. Zoltan A squishy? It's not... Like, yeah, you have to be careful about, like, not shooting drones, but, like, it had to play out that way, and we could have still died. Where, like, the drone also spawning, so the drone crashing stunk. The timing of the shot, where that drone, the Combat 1, as soon as it spawned, being like, I'm gonna fire 4 shots in the first 5 seconds. Enjoy this. And then the heavy laser targeting it. Yeah, we're still really fortunate that it didn't breach a system. Like, if it breached this, we would have been dead. We actually would have been dead. If it started a fire, we also would have been dead. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 volleys, and then we're gonna bring the oxygen back online, so that if something incredibly stupid again happens, we're okay. I really should have this crew taking the shields. I should run. Yeah, it's not. It's a auto ship. Auto ships don't run unless they just run from the start. Crow is learning. Like, this play was smart. This whole setup was smart. It was just the stupid drone getting shot, and then 4 RNG things happened at once. It's like, okay, cool. But hey, that's FTL. Yeah, it's about 50. It's very high. You just dodged a 51% loss condition. Yeah. But that's also, like, ignoring a ridiculous amount of other RNG that happened. It's like, you almost died to a coin flip. Oh, wow, how'd that happen? Well, first, you lost, like, the rarest of the rare were drone fired and then crossed path with your weapon, which was what? What, like a 2%er chance? Less than that? So you hit a 2%er. Then the drone that spawned went berserker crazy and kept shooting your shield so that it actually took down 2 shield bubbles with a combat drone. Okay, what are the chances of it proccing like that? Oh, you know, like maybe 10%. So we go from 10% of a 2% to, and then it targeted you and hit your O2, which could have been smart targeting O2 less than 50%. So that could have been like a 25% chance. And then it's like, but I want a coin flip at the end. No, I know. The super safe mode is to fully charge FTL first. Yeah, but even if I charge FTL, I die, potentially, like if the next fight's an Ion. You pick 100% of the shots you don't take? You make 100% of the shots you don't. Alright, yeah. Are you over here? Good. I've seen that Panic Escape jump into worse fights. Oh, sure. Gross fear of Ion Storms has gone up a notch. Yeah. They're the worst events. Ion Storms are the worst events. Just because the PC can cheat every single... All the other events are to the advantage of the player because the player can play around the hazards. You're like, okay, I know there's asteroids, so I can do this. I can put my crew in shields, or I can hit their shields and let them be hit by asteroids. That's to the player's advantage. Solar Flare, you know that you could hit their shields to suppress them so they get a Solar Flare and take a bunch of hits. Or... you can, whatever. You know just that you have to maintain a shield bubble up to minimize how awful it is. Pulsars. Pulsars are a massive RNG fest, but thank you to Mike's video. I now know, like, how you can mitigate a lot of the RNG through power distribution, power management, weapon toggling, and know how it's going to affect the AI on at least its shields, and make pretty good plans accordingly. And I have not like really struggled in Pulsars, save I think it was like a Lanius B run. His counterplay, don't run really low power strats. Now you should always do this. Shield hit could also have been worse. Yeah, that's also true. Right, there's actually a couple systems it could have hit. That was so dumb. Okay, keep an eye on for stores. I mean, I bought a reactor before we jumped into that. I'd have to buy another reactor. Again, there's always going to be the call of how much scrap do I need to spend to stay alive into in the current sector with also being able to buy stuff so that I can win in the later sector. I mean, let's compare to someone like Necro Rebel, where Necro Rebel just spends scrap as almost any time he gets anywhere like 100 scrap. Like Necro Rebel follows a pretty straight plan like every single time of like, okay, this is reactor, this is engines, this is upgrades, and then like I'll get the systems later on and be okay to hold out to that. And then I'm on the other side with spectrum, I guess, where it's like I have to try and mitigate as much reactor and power as possible so that I can buy the things in the store in case RNG is bad. And yeah, there's going to be a balancing act between that. And, you know, is what it is. Like, the only reason that fight got bad was because I shot a drone. So, like, so like that's not even a strategy thing. So to be like, so to go, well, that was a really bad strat. I shot a drone. I shot an offensive drone. That's. Are you considering engine soon? No. No. Attack the pirates. Safe fight. Yesh. Do I actually want to use this as a training fight? I don't care about the crew. Being really conservative here for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like we could have just beamed and killed them. Yeah, what am I doing? Just beam and kill them, Crow. It's a safe fight. I mean, they're gonna board, and then maybe we have problems, but we just depower weapons and get shields on. Pro anti-engine hack strats. Yeah, engines... Does Engines 3 help with bad fights? So, here's the problem with engines. They're not guaranteed to do anything. Like, if I trained my crew in those positions, I'm effectively getting 2 engines. Right? So, if I have 2 engine, versus spending the scrap on it. Scrap is at such a premium in the early sectors. And then you're using it mainly as a way to dodge stuff. No. 32. We're still okay. Because we're going to run you into here, even though you'll take a little bit of damage. Is a goblin in his chat? Nothing seems useful. Ah, cool. Just hunting in your shirt and shot a drone? I remember there being stories about people like shooting down drones. FTL charge time is guaranteed. What? For the player? I was talking about the player. Speed in for dodge. I am out. Right. So upgrading engines does get you out of like bad fights, like potentially faster. And so I do it on Mantis B because Mantis B just has some bad fights. Where he shoots and takes out 4 enemy drones. Yeah, that's also true. That's actually pinned in the FTL Discord. Engines are vastly overrated. Like, once I hit cloaking, then yeah, I'll want an engine so I get up to that 100% dodge chance. Store. Cloaking, charge ion. Wow, you really want me to go on an ion build, don't you? You know, it's bad fight stealth be. Yeah, it does. Well, this is interesting. Thomas hops on every once in a while. Chides me about not buying sensors. To like Sector 6 if I need to buy weapons and systems. I think I'm like... So the other thing about problem with engines, like, yeah, you can do the power management strats, but like, it's not even that much on this ship. It's 25 scrap, right? So I would have 25 scrap less than what I have now, and effectively in every single fight that we've had, it would have done absolutely nothing. There isn't a single fight that we've had this entire run all the way to this point where 2 engines would have made any difference. All right, so we're not going to see another store. Can I convince myself to get cloaking? I'd have to sell out weapons, and that's a ton of money, but I don't know. I'd have to sell 1 weapon to get cloaking online. This. Do I sell the Ion Blast, or sell the Leto, or do I bypass cloaking? Cloaking's so expensive. All right, and we're coming across 3 shielded ships next sector. That's the other thing we have to start thinking about. Gosh, it puts so much pressure. If I get cloaking now, it just puts a ton of pressure on me to get a lot of scrap for the rest of the sector so that my weapons can remain viable against 3 shielded ships. But at the same time, it buys me enough time that my halberd can charge. Because another weapon online is that. Plus reactor. Yeah, I don't think we actually pick up cloaking here. So the other thing is, like, if you get hacking, the ship goes, but if you don't, getting weapons online to complement the halberd can be gross. Is that the volley? Nice. Okay, fuel is fine. Drone parts or whatever. I don't even have a system for that yet. Gosh, I don't think I can buy cloaking here. Because, like I said, if I get cloaking, we're going to need to buy a bunch of stuff. Like, we can pre-cloak with Zoltan shields, so it's relatively safe against, like, the more disgusting fights. But how am I going to kill 3 shielded ships unless I spend 75 scrap on weapons? I just don't see it. Yeah. I think I have to pass on cloaking. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Am I going to dive this sector is the other thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may get there in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe not. Hi, Cora. Hello, Cora Sigma. Oh, this is the drone delivery quest. No, I don't care about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, yeah, we're just going to stress here. All right, since like I said, I'm not gonna see another store. I'll just buy power. Helps us in ion storms, I guess. Promise to help. Ion weapon. High scrap rewards. That's cool. Okay, there's a third. Okay, it should be enough time. Enjoy. And we're fine. I was just kiting back and forth to ensure that they didn't bust this system up. Save myself a hull damage. Oh yeah, kiting. Yeah, so like if they're in an oxygenless room, then doing this, you can actually hold off like 4 crew because they like go back into rooms, holding them to it. And then your character is, you know, maybe you're getting hit once or twice, which is less than like getting hit 4 times, and they're taking asphyxiation damage. A lot of things in FTL are just kind of buying yourself a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time. Prepare to chase them. Wait, do I lose a jump because of this? Prepare to chase him as a fight, nothing, or Rebel Fleet moves ahead and I get nothing. Am I in a position that it turns into a dive if they double? Also, this fight looks kind of disgusting. Yeah, whatever. Okay, 1, 2. I wasn't 100% sure. It won't be next time. Open fire. Okay. This is like an easy fight. Thank you for that. Yakety sax. I always think yakety. No. So for me, well, it could be called yakety sax. So yakety strats, as I like to call it, but bump, is like when you board into a ship and you just run around as they're chasing you. Because that's like Benny Hill style, because they're just trying to chase you down in their own ship and you just run in circles, buying time for your teleporter to come off cooldown. Actually, diving might not even net us anything. Okay, diving would net us 2, 3 jumps. Diving nets me 3 jumps. That's a lot of jumps. Could be a 3-shielded ship. Alright, so I would want that. I'd want that. Probably would have to get this at least up to level 3. And we still have the drone to sell to buy hacking if we come across it. Plus, this is an upgrade we were going to get anyways. This is where we go. We should have got training in any of those fights that we could have. Three jumps. I just need them to not have, like, I mean, and that, mostly that would just be to get, like, the Leto online. Was that right? Leto, partial swipe. How dangerous is this? How dangerous is this? Or I just go to the next sector, hit a store. If not, we get the weapons online and we get the engines. I'm probably getting those upgrades anyways. I don't want to do it to be greedy. I want to do it because it's the right choice to make. Wanting more money just for the sake of making more money, sorry Badger, is not inherently the best way to play streaks. Three shields. We have a green sector coming up. I don't want to dive. Even though I'm not dealing with an ASB, that could be like a 6-power weapon system, and it could be dumb. It could be like 3 burst laser 2s. And it's just like, oh, and 3 shields. And I need at least 66% of my first volley to land before I get ripped apart. I think we just go. I actually don't think we're hurting money-wise. NG controlled. Okay. Not going rock. Hey, remember that ship? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about. Okay. 3 shielded ships. Okay, that doesn't connect to that beacon, so if that's a store, I would like to know. Hail them. Okay, alright, this is almost reasonable. Almost. Oh, jeez, am I staying stationary and just shield flashing? One, two, three, that's 4 power. Yes. Okay, because this is gonna hit. Yeah. Alright, I actually only need to do 1 damage to their weapon system to be safe, though. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna start here, though, because I definitely want one of their weapons offline. I don't want it for the tail end of the swipe and miss out on damage here. Okay, so my halberd beam takes as much time to charge as their halberd beam. Got myself a chance of dodging for some reason. Oxygen back online. Piloting is also down. Okay. 31, 15, that's a ton of money. Still keeps me up at 80. So now I'm using engines because we are in that fight or flight, and we're not, like, we're getting 30 scrap a fight. 30 scrap is really hard to get in the early sectors. So now it's pretty easy to make it up. Who'd be a grow ship if we were light on power? Yeah. All right, do I want to see that beacon? No. That beacon will show me more jumps. Boo. Okay. Got that again. Can afford it. Again, just keep... Ooh. Alright, so we have to... I'll take this beacon, because it shows me 2 jumps from the distress. Because these... Oh, jeez, these jumps do not connect in a very nice manner for me. I had to keep an eye out for a store. Alright, 2 shields. 3 shots. Is it worth Letoing here? 3-3, so we're okay for the first volley. Need 2 shields for the halberd, at least minimum. Okay, pretty safe situation. We don't have to worry about boarding. Oxygen back online. We should be able to win this fight from here. No, not really concerned about fuel in an NG sector. Okay. $28. Distress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Intruder on deck. Shoot. Coin flip. I probably just don't even want this fight, to be honest. Because they have like a DD2, like hurting them is really tough. Okay, they don't have a DD2. They do go through my Zoltan shield very quickly, though. If I vent that early, will you go a different direction? Trying to tempt them to go a different way. Oh, they have hacking. This is potentially very dangerous. Hacking my O2. Lovely. Okay, my ion blast hit. So I just need charge laser. Do I get 2? Okay, don't want this swipe, or yes. Unless there's like, I doubt it splits them. Okay. So, thank you. I can asphyxiate my own crew. Ba, 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 ba. Whose team are you on again? Gross. Here comes the pain. Oh, that was a good dodge. Okay. All right, 2 shots is fine if my shield comes up any point in time. Thank you. That was helpful. I mean, it's gonna take whatever time it takes to get up there. Like, it's not like the game's just like, Maybe the shield doesn't charge as fast, because Crow's not really paying attention to it right now. Ship explodes. I want to take as many store opportunities as possible. As many store opportunities as possible. What do I have to sell? 2 drones, correct? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks okay. If you would. If you wouldn't. One, two. I mean, do I have to buy a system here? Definitely not teleporter. I mean, we could buy drone control. After I just sold my drones. Cloaking's just so stupidly expensive. How much is this gonna cost me? Yeah, it's like a lot. Come on, FTL. I have to play these fights perfectly, or I could die to an extreme situation without hacking. No. I'm just kind of thinking if there's like a scenario where I go cloaking or here. Fence scrambler. Scenarios if the next door doesn't have hacking. Yep. Yep. But what does cloaking do for me? I mean, it's just, I just keep trying to survive until I get something. I mean, I know that's inherently what we always keep trying to do. I mean, I can get the Leto online. It's only Sector 4. Does. And I mean, like, the cost of getting another weapon online is like the other option. Is we just get another weapon online and we go like 4 shots. But, I mean, I guess I could just get the Leto online, and, you know, we still have a lot of missiles, so we could just Leto stuff out. Alright, is what it is. Like, we're not that far off. Because even with, if we get, okay, let's say we get hacking, because hacking's 80 scrap. I have 25 scrap here, plus is 29. So it doesn't put us that far off if need be. We could also just sell Zoltan Shield for 50 bucks. which seems crazy, but like if we have this weapon set up and we have hacking, we're safe. So I am actually putting the idea of selling Zoltan Shield for money. Take 2 fuel. Hi there. Hey, Rosie. Yeah, I don't care about the one shot. Selling Zoltan Shield, heresy. Yeah. Unexpected. Good enough. Start it. Okay. I can take 1 missile to my Zoltan Shield. The thing you want to get rid of, Crow? Shh, you know why. Okay, missile goes offline, and they're dead. 24 bucks. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it would be super close, but this isn't 4. Good news, everyone! Okay. How much does it sell for? Oh, okay, it's 40 bucks. Oh, yeah. I don't buy the mind control. It would be super nice, but we don't do it here. Long-term profit spotted. LRS. What do you mean, scrap recovery arm? Ah. Oh, Zoltan A. The challenge is selling. Only Scott can do that. Do I buy battery just to thin out the item pool again? Battery and fuel. Then I have 1, 2, 3 jumps left in the sector before the next one. Saves you more, only had hacking, so it wouldn't matter. Zoltan saves you more, only you had hacking. Yeah. I think in that scenario, if there's hacking at the store, like, I can win without hacking. Like, this weapon loadout. Or, I'm sorry, without Zoltan Shield, I meant. I can win without Zoltan Shield in that scenario. But we don't even get the choice to make here. Sorry. That would have been fun. 27. Yeah. All right. I always buy at least 2 fuel here. Do I buy battery? I mean, might as well. I'm not doing anything else. Yeah, okay. Get me up to my 14 fuel. Let's go. We haven't had to do any repairs. Attack the NG vessel. No combat 2. We're alive! Hit systems. So I was supposed to cloak that, I'm pretty sure. And I didn't the first time around, so that was really good. The idea was just to try and distract them by having to repair a system. Oh, I guess this was a 3 swipe as well. 22 bucks. Uh-huh. Accept their offer of surrender. Hey, 18 scrap. All right. Okie doke. Was it 1 in 6? Scans reveal a large asteroid field. Okay, nothing happens. High fueled, medium scrap, 5 damage, and a fight in an asteroid field. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 outcomes I'm fine with. 5. Yeah, it's a 1 in 6. It wasn't worth it, chat. Chat, I made a mistake. NG controlled a rebel stronghold. Stores. Stores. Those are some scary fights in that rebel sector, let me tell ya. Again? Nah, I can't afford an NG. I cannot afford an NG. It puts me way too far. Like, an NG does help in terms of, like, I get a reactor, right? I have a lot of blue options with them. Four to 5. Well, it's not a home world, so there's 4 blue NG options here. But we also have an ion weapon, so it actually drops down to 3 blue NG options. Drops down to 2 if you don't count the virus event. Which just leaves... Okay, there's 4. The only one would be the NG distress call. And 2 ships smashed together, which is low scrap rewards anyways. It's easier to buy if we had 130 scrap. I mean, if we had 130 scrap, we'd probably just buy pre-igniter. I'm just way too short on the pre-igniter. Even selling the ion blast puts me 1 scrap short. Oh wow, this is a really divvied up sector. Darn, I should have paid more attention to that. 1, 2, 3. Oh well. Beam. Offer assistance. Sure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a dive. I have cloaking. How do these two not connect, but these two connect? Alright, well, if we go to the store, we repair up, we just get stupid levels of cloaking, right? If we get hacking, then this fight's an absolute joke. I don't have any training, though. So an ASB into here probably would be very bad. You know, I went there to check if that was a store, which it was. So if I went routing trying to find this store, then I wouldn't have got to that one. It was a garbage store, but I would literally have not seen it, so. SCL asks how badly you want the store. Yep. Imagine going to an energy sector, you're only going to see one store. What does this look like? That's what it looks like. Without training. Versus, will I die next sector if I don't get it? Repair up, buy fuel, get all that stuff there. Is that worth a dive? If we find hacking, we just win. We don't roll percentages. There you go, Lardo. It's so much easier if I had training. Just getting the rough bumps out. I mean, if the store is bad, we still get repairs up. We buy cloaking 3, and we get to engines 4. But that's still not 100% dodge. That's the thing, is I don't have trained in those positions. Gross. A coin, yeah. Yeah, less than competent captain. Too bad. Quest marker, is it in vicinity? And this could be a third store. Of course, like, there's this beacon I didn't see. And there's no guarantee that there's a third store anyways. 1, 2, 3. Nearby dense asteroid field. This is not a fleet pursuit thing, right? No. Fire free damage, 1 to engines. One, two, three, four, five. Oh. This shouldn't be this tough of a run. Like, Zoltan A should not be this incredibly brutal. Now I can just think back to if, you know, the 17 scrap would then make a difference at some point. Just give hacking so I can't stop thinking. I mean, I still have to do some thinking. I don't think I can risk 5 damage when I'm at this low. I don't think I can do it. I think it's super risky. Cloaking by looks very correct now. Yeah. I mean, we thinned out the pool. It gave us, like, some survivability. Like I said, I mean, we still were in the range of potentially buying hacking, even if it was at that store, at least having the decision to make it. Like, we're pretty defensively sound. And we can just always get the Leto online. Get cloaking 2, get the Leto online, and go from there. What are the chances again? Is it 33%? 33%. I'm not gonna roll it on 33. This is gross. I want Leto here. I should have maybe powered Leto. I should have spent the time to think about it. Okay, that's an easy cloak. Alright, I really don't want them to board me. Okay, they're gonna take 2 damage. Put an eye on here. Leto. No bark, no bite. I like calling me Leto. Jared Leto. Alright, I got a missile and a halberd beam. Fun. They are down to 1 shield bubble. I have a lot of buffer points protecting my weapon system. Keep stacking on the ions. Alright, I cannot protect halberd here. I can protect charge laser. Okay. Weapon shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quick 6. I mean, it's money. Okay. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can do quest exit there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Was it competent captain? Shoot, do I put you in engines? do I put you in engines? Got an NG. Got a reactor. Probably don't care about the distress. Okay. Oops. Need the civilian ship. Wow, okay. Only 2 shields, though. That's a cloak. The beam. Okay. Still have a bit of a dangerous volley. Might have been too soon. Okay. We good. 33. All right. But anyways, this is tracks. Welcome aboard. I mean, I got NGs for blue options. It's fine. Get this to level 2. Oh yeah, I totally don't need reactor. We just got a bunch. We can do this as well. I don't know. Ship isn't green enough. All right, still have this for 25. Buffer point and shields. All the defense stuff. Okay, that jump actually connects, so that lets me see those 2. That lets me see that one. Okay. No. I'm not risking an NG crew. If I can't win this fight, that's a DD2. But they can't actually hurt me. All right, we're gonna be here a while. We can just try forever and ever then. Yep. Or the ion deflects them, the charge lands. Let's get dodge training. Makes sense to get dodge training here. I mean, they are firing a projectile basically every 6 seconds. Yeah, we're not that far off weapons training, though. So we'll probably just get it naturally in the fight. No, I mean, we could multi-train energies. I normally don't bother with that kind of stuff, though. Might as well shoot at the drones. Sure. I'm just gonna get a snack, or it's fine. DD2. Also, I'm firing weapons way too spaced apart. Too bad that mini-me. Yeah, that's a real shame. I was just thinking about what a disadvantage the AI is at. It's always a concern I have. Poor AI. Poor AI. Okay. Okie dokie. Let the poor NGs win? No. What? What? I'm sorry, Mantis says what? Let the poor NGs win? Boom, halberd right through. Yeah, I mean, there's actually a chance we just get through without having to, About the ship, I can say whatever I want. Okay. Alright. Alright, I'm actually gonna get a drink then, because we're gonna be here just a little while. If I die, please tell me. Like, this auto-firing doesn't even help. Like, the DD2 is just gonna shoot each individual projectile down, like, 98% of the time or something. Almost engines training. Level 1 pilot training. Huzzah! Okay, I have to leave the eye on a little bit more. Yeah, it's fine. Fight actually won't take that long, hopefully. I mean the actual fighting, not the training. Is there a store nearby? Crow, what are you talking about? Don't be silly. ba. 11 more dodges. I think the angle auto fire on the eye and manual fire leads are every other time. Don't you know this is an uncharted NG sector? Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, right? Because if you're auto-firing a weapon, its angle doesn't change. We've landed it a couple times, so I'm not that concerned about it. The NG charted but aren't sharing. Too many people, like, you know, gawking at the NG ships being made, and they're just like, you know what? We're not even going to tell you we're here. Actually, picking up those 2 NG crew, like, right at the end of the sector was so nice. Just to finally have crew, plus crew that can, like, put out fires. It's good stuff. Good stuff. 4 NGs. All right. Does flak shoot down your... No, no, no. Your shots don't impact your own offensive drones. Yeah, boarding defenses are drastically better. I mean, just bodies. Like, yeah, they don't punch stuff. Every one of them is squishy, but I can now have crew on doors, plus it's just 2 more bodies. Another... I mean, you think we doubled our HP pool. We had 210 HP. Now we have 410. That's not insignificant. You know, I'm actually going to have nightmares about that drone fight. I'm going to have nightmares about that thing. That auto ship. Okay. Engines crew goes into shields. Stay there. They have a buffer point in their shields. It's fair. It's fine. No, that was way off. Indifferent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Just 3 more swipes. Any time now. 3 more swipes. Oh, that's actually a 5 swipe. Let's do that. Let's do the 5 swipe. That one's way better. I like it. All right, biding our time. I am very grateful. I think the more NGs feel. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care how the NGs feel. They don't feel anything. $52. Okay. Data stores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, well, they don't have drones. That's the good part. How gross are these pirates? Have you considered getting hacking? NG human. Great. And a Zoltan. That definitely gets cloaked. Hey, Papa. I'm actually gonna do the full charge in case I have to run from this fight. I've considered getting DC with a fire drone. Actually, sometimes we did consider the drone control at the one point. Okay, it's gonna have to be good enough. Oh, I wish I could go after the hack there. I don't think I can. Their weapons are just so dangerous. Okay, weapons are slightly less dangerous, but they're gonna hit my cloaking. Okay, all right, let's think about this now. So 3 shields, I should be fine. It's the Artemis that's gross here. I won't have cloaking. Just power toggle against the Artemis. Well, I guess we know where the power goes now. Okay, I can almost run. No. Okay. No TL player should have to think is extra 6. That's what I'm talking about. At times, he's in the same category. Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna? No, I haven't. Oh. Up and Eat shows up and I get hacking. Didn't that happen last time? So, I think we all know what we need to do here is blame Papa Neat for the run being this way. So I might as well just get all the systems. 20 hull, that's fine. We bought all the fuels, all we could do. It's Crow's fault for starting early. Oh, that's... Pulsar. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, old merciful Pulsar. I was supposed to put Papa Need on board there, and I didn't because I was being silly. But again, Zoltan Shield makes up for a lot. Okay, there goes my Zoltan Shield. They lose 2 shield bubbles, though. Why is that crew moving? Why is this crew moving? Oh, boarding. All right, I totally missed the teleporter there. Never mind, continue. My shields are fine. No. Shields offline, shields and oxygen. That's fine. Okay, vent them. Keep hitting weapons. Leave my crew alone. Upgrade hacking to... Yeah. Which we now have the money for. Yeah, we're just waiting for the O2 to get back up. I don't know. I'm gonna send this run to Mike. I'm not gonna tell him about the drone thing. And be like, yeah, this run turned out to be a little bit more interesting than I thought. Be like, what? Oh my god. Alright, we can go. Oh no, we can't. I haven't even been charging my FTL. We can leave now. Nope. Alright, now we're fine. Leave the civilian ship. Wasn't a 50-50. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess at some point. Really? Okay, just really to the power swap that they pulled off there. It's fine. Thanks. I wanted a crew kill here, but I don't think that NG's gonna... You know, that's fun. At least, wait, do they have 4 points in there? I would like for this weapon not to be online. Thank you. Come on, kill the NG. Nice. Alright, we can run whenever we want. Now we just slow down their weapons and keep using MC to prevent them from fixing their O2, and we'll get a crew kill, which might be the first crew kill we've got this entire run. Hey! GG's. Welcome on board, Papa. Okay. I would actually like to take a break there. Because we should very much be in the, like, okay win mode right now. But, yeah, that was stressful for a very long period of time. And the part where we totally almost died. Yeah, so let's take 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. Think about all the life choices we've made that got us all the way to here, and then we'll come right back. So thank you everybody for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Your regional. Yep. Yeah. Stole it from Total Biscuit, but applies differently. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Should be able to continue on. Let's go ahead and buy a reactor. And how am I going to do the rest of this sector here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Thanks, Cass. Yeah, we should be good. Like in what was that? Sector 2? Saying the entire run, like, you're supposed to be focusing on the runs that you're doing, right? But, like, in that one brief moment where a completely fine fight, we were completely, totally fine, just RNG'd to a point where we could have died. Like, there was just a ridiculously, like, we could have died. It went from completely fine to you're going to die off of just this, like, random event. And it was just... that stuck with me for a very long time, and then just having to continuously make tough choices at stores, like buying cloaking in the situation that we bought cloaking in, and not buying the pre-igniter, buying weapons at the times we did. All the upgrades were just, like, every decision was incredibly heightened in terms of, you know, keeping the run going. Not good, right. Sure, I'll buy 3 fuel. I'm gonna turn down a slightly more awesome projectile weapon. Yeah, I mean, Halberd and our defenses are pretty solid. Like, being in the position where I just need to find, not even need to find, would like to find a, you know, just like, oh, just find a weapon. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems unlikely. Nope. No, you don't get away. Truly a sight to behold. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. Alright, next thing would be upgrade our hacking, though. Get that to, so we can hack 4 shields if we need to. Absolutely. Alright, well, it's free jump to next sector before we have to make that decision. Zoltans! Heck yeah! Okay. One. Oh, that connects. That store that we had to skip on, this distance was longer than that. No, I'm not gonna let that go. Investigate. Looks questionable. Oh, too bad I don't have mind control to fix them. Am I going to this jump anyways? No, I'm going to this jump. This is reactor sector. Sure. Hail them. I mean, 19 is like a lot of drone parts. And I might have to actually use the Leto a lot. We'll see. Okay, whatever. Wow, not whatever. 5. Uh-huh. You get back there. Good job, everyone. All right, casting a little neat heals there. Since there's no system in this room, they're not gonna bother trying to board into it. So you can just move your Zoltans there, and they're fine. Unless it's like the only ice room that has oxygen left in it. Okay, chicken store possibilities down here. Oh no, what are you? Nope. Enjoy. Whatever horrible thing you have planned for some poor person, enjoy. No weapons. Okay. Still try and get through the sector. Store's gonna be in a non-nebula beacon. Well, that's a lot of ion weapons. Okay, so we're safe. Can I get a crew kill here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of think not. I think I just go for a straight up kill here. This is just gonna screw up timing on too much things. Aha. Halberd through this grossness. Really? Okay. Good fight. Triple ions and a beam. Pretty good. Is it better than 2 Zoltans having a coffee break? Nope. So we're floating like 80 scrap because that'll buy us essentially any weapon we could want. You come to a Zoltan trade, supply hub, everything the weary traveler needs provided they have the right documentation. What? I haven't seen this event in ages. Wait, what? You are attacked by 2 to 4 Zoltan borders. It turns into border police? Really? I need to get a store or a quest marker. I pay 10 scrap for a store. Huh. Wasn't really what I'm looking for. Would you pay 10 scrap for this particular store? Shh. The window displays made it look so much nicer. Their website said they had weapons. Is it weird that I almost more consider buying the stealth weapons than the chain laser? Alright, well, this is not crew killing stuff. I mean, I could still buy stealth weapons, which essentially just puts us all in on phase 3. Alright, let's figure out how much money I now have to spend. I need 90 scrap. So that's 90 plus 50, 140. Mind control to counter. One, two, three. 4, 5, 6. One, two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I could still buy it and have enough money. Okay. Like, if we get the Ion Blast online, I mean, that'd be fine too. If we don't, we don't. And then everything else just goes into reactor. Of course, that kind of makes me not want this store. So we're gonna dive. We'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds like a plan. Continue. Sure. Hey, we made money. Once it gets clacking, yeah. Crow's attitude on diving drastically changes when he's not going to horribly die. It's bizarre. Who could... Okay, we like made no money doing this. Money! Okay, is this just a weapons hack? Buy time with weapons hack? I'm gonna halberd it. We are also really low on reactor, but I was hoping to make more than 50 bucks in 4 jumps. Yeah, ion doesn't really matter here. Okay. And we go through the piloting. Nice. Okay. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. You only die sometimes. Yeah, it's true. All right, we made $100. Hopefully it's just a decent Sector 8. That's it. It's all just be decent. Oh, I staggered my shots. Well, Halbert has to be here. Just do a level 2 cloak. Everything is fine. Still have my Zoltan shield up. I don't actually need to win this fight. I don't need to win this fight. You arrive at an outpost close to the Federation base. Your access code gets you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation base's war room. Adrotoli speaks first, saying, what is the meaning of this? And who are you? Explain your mission, one you've explained to them many a time before. Your explanation is met with murmurs of citizens and disbelief among the officers. General Terzel of the NG Brigade speaks up. Intel suggests a potential counter to rebel technology. Risk all or save none. We've been risking all for a while, and I guess we'll continue to do so. Weaknesses of the pre-igniters. There was a lot of temptations on that run. But yeah, no, it's totally the rebel flagship. That thing is weak as heck. Small artillery responds, it's settled. The small rebels will be here in a matter of small moments. We'll do what we can to hold off their warships, but you must succeed in destroying this flagship. Your current outpost can provide some repairs and fuel, and other repair stations can provide aid as well. Good luck. Alright, how much money can I make? Repair, base, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Store. No. I probably don't even need crew indoors. Alright, time to make the money. Oh, good. That was a misclick. Awesome. So not used to having systems. Pretty easy fight. Really, taking off one of their weapons will make us safe. Okay. Hack for a bunch. I might control the one in weapons, I guess. Okay. Pull the pilot. Still have 3 Zoltan shield bubbles left, so pips, whatever. Oh my gosh, are you gonna run away? You better not. How? Oh my gosh, they're actually going to be able to run away. Wow. I should have shield hacked. Fight was safe. That's crazy. All right. If I shield hacked, yeah. Halberd would have got the job done. I just was like, safe fight. And I was not expecting them to run. That's on me. Proper fight assessment. Different situation. Yeah. I don't know. Do they have a buffer point in the shields? Because that's how they were able to fix it? Or no, I don't even remember. It's already passed. But that was a decent amount of scrap to miss out on. Attacking properly, we have to take it away from you? Yeah, it's not my fault. I don't even remember how to use the thing. $56. Would be beneficial to get a crew kill here. That's probably not going to happen. 3 damage to weapons takes them offline. Yeah, shield back here. Please hit hacking. No, mind controlling you doesn't really do anything. Alright, I'm gonna use fake power for this, it's okay. No, I was expecting to get all stuff off, but it didn't. Acceptable. Oh, there it was. I was waiting. Ion Intruder. I was like, there's no way. $35. Reactor. Data stores. Good. I wanted to fight. So we should be able to cloak their first volley. Was that a... This is only 3 shots incoming. So let's see. If I hack shields, Halbert does 2 damage. It's not a guarantee. Yeah. And they don't run away because it's a drone. So this is going to be safer. Wow, good volley. I mean, the fact that we actually got in there was great. It's fantastic. Okay. You gonna fire the other guns? You can take 1 shot to stop 6. In terms of preserving the Zoltan shield. Okay. Let's make it a slightly better fight for us. It comes with a speed up button? Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yeah, I saw there's that. It has like food as well, so you actually like take care of your crew. I don't know what I feel about that. Just because. 41. Okay. I have a chance to make some more money before the base. Okay. Okay, halberd swipe doesn't make us safe, but it's got to be hard. Like, they lose 2 engines. We mind control the pilot. I need to deal 4 damage to their weapon system to be safe. Okay. Halberd. This. Mind control. And they're running again. At least this time they don't have a whole bunch of crew, apparently, to help out. Cool. Nice. That feels okay. Oh, we're gonna have to move some power around. Crew drain O2 from room of being in it. All right. 2, 3. I mean, we could take a fight and dive to the flagship. there's a possibility we just make a little bit more money. Let's just go. All right, this is it. The Rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. All right, let's get there. Nah, meat and eggs we eat. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. Shield hack. Okay. I don't think I've done this setup for a while. Yes. Do this. We hack. So we're gonna do the Halberd MC swipe. Just fun. So Halberd through here. 2 shots are incoming there. Might control the pilot, so their evasion 0, so all of our shots are going to hit. I don't want to do 2 shots here, so they can't. They're gonna cloak anyways. MTG guard protein. Oh, I actually remember that card. That thing got banned. Got unbanned, and then banned again. Oh, double fire. That's actually really nice. Hacking my med bay. Okay. Can't. Oh, 2 ions are incoming? No, 2 ions are fine. Yeah, that double fire, if that enables me to get some crew kills here. I'm gonna wait on the chain laser in case they move out. Wow. Wow, that was really good. They just hacked my med bay. It was just really delayed because I had the Zoltan shield I had to get through first. So it's interesting, I did a level 3 cloak, and that definitely seems right, because all the other weapons are going to hit, and then that's going to apparently times up the hacking with their cloaking again. I gotta figure they're going to get through that door very quickly. Okay, I'll take the other crew kill. That's fine. All right, how much danger am I in right now? Not a lot. Missiles are offline. I'm just trying to see if I can get like a mind control for like 1 additional crew kill here. I don't want to break this though. I need that powered. And I built from the ground up to make a lot of the FTL cheese a lot less effective. What? My cheese? Okay, that's pretty good phase one. Pretty good phase one. Getting that double fire was incredibly important. Set up for kidnap strats. Wait, can I buy a reactor? Is it 25? No, it's 30. A whole 30 scrap. I've seen better phase one? Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair. I'm trying. We probably don't want to mess around too much in this phase. Alright, chase down the flagship. Discovers heavily damaged from the previous fight. Scans indicates redirect zero power to its drones. Get ready for a fight. Okay, got that, got that. Oh, wow. I'm surprised they didn't send 2 people to defend off the shields there. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So it would have been better to just do the same thing I did first time then. Okay, boarding bot. Just kind of gross. Doors. Okay. How much health are they at? It's kind of risky. Then I do have level 3 cloak. They're not even going to target me while I'm cloaked, so the down to evasion's fine. Okay, so we only have to deal with 1 border at worst. Go away, drones. Okay, 1 HP. I don't care about the mind control here. I'll take the oxygen. Okay, I don't know. You don't have any badges. I don't know if you can deal with borders. Yeah. Yeah, okay, just pause a whole lot. Like a whole lot. Reactor? Surprise. Is charging Halberd better than charging the Ion Blast? The score is going to be so bad. Score, like, we got, a lot of the money we got was from free stuff. We didn't fight much because we went through, what, 3 NG sectors towards the end. We didn't get much in this sector. I lost, like, 3 jumps worth of scrap as well on top of it. Okay. You're not certain. How's it able to keep fighting without damage is sustained? Looks like it's transferred power to the teleport as well as some kind of super weapon. Be prepared. This is it. Yeah. Alright, let's get going. I mean, I guess we could fire the ion because it's 2 damage, but the halberd's guaranteed, so whatever. Yeah, no, we'll actually take this. Thanks, turn. So this is a level 1 cloak? Or level 3, set up hacking? 3. Set up hacking. Close. No, 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 no. I don't want a random shot to my battery killing my hacking at an inconvenient spot. All real power. Now, speaking of real power. Can't drop anything for engines. Except the shield bubble. Yeah, that was just such a weird cloak. It doesn't last, which makes sense. Like, it's not gonna last from surge to surge. All right, missiles offline. We're in control. I have to be careful about this. Oh wow, no, that was actually more dangerous than I thought. That's probably gonna burn down, so I want all my doors closed. I don't really want to vent because my doors are about to burn down. All right. Just keep an eye on this. Hi, doors. Could you break through so they have no evasion? I'd really appreciate it. Do I fix this before? All right, I'm gonna need you to move in here for a second. I have a plan. It's the best plan ever. Cool. That works. Gosh, that was so dumb. Thank you, Trex, Doug, Papa Neat, and Cass for joining the crew there. Thanks, congrats on the PB. Yeah, that was awesome as always. Big dumb PB grats. Thanks, thank you. Yeah, that one fight was so gross, and then it was just it was so bad the entire way. I mean, some of it was like the inability to get crew kills, like it just was never available. But hey, thank you for the bits. Very much appreciated, very kind. So the only store decision that's questionable is the Ion Stunner. I think everything else is right. But the fight that I almost lost the run on, that was bad. Allowing the ship to run in the Sector 8 was also bad. Have you ever sat down and figured, I mean, I'd have to see how many runs I have, like total victories, but then I had a file delete, so I don't know. Yeah, oh, right, the store decision. Yeah, that one store. Still more scrap than I got on my guide run that I made for hard mode. 32 ships, 94 beacons, 1423. That was so spooky. 99, yeah, indeed. 99 scrap if we're doing Price is Right rules. I don't do Price is Right rules. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, that was fun. Well, we're just going to speed run and do Stealth B.